Live in studio, former Assistant Treasury Secretary for Public Affairs and the host of the Monica Crowley podcast. Monica Crowley.
Hi, guys.
I mean, Donald Trump has shown some real discipline, just letting this incredible fight go on among Democrats and the media.
It is. It's pretty astonishing. Donald Trump is not known to hold his tongue on any subject, even before politics, right? But what he is doing right now is so smart. It's strategically smart. It's politically smart. You know the old saying, never interrupt your enemy when they're in the process of destroying themselves? That is exactly what is happening here. So President Trump has taken a Truth Social. He's put out different posts on different issues. But when it comes to the Democrats fighting amongst themselves, and what you really have now is the Democrat establishment, sort of the deep state wing of the Democratic Party versus the Biden family. So it's Joe, Jill, and Hunter Biden, all with their very tight inner circle. Those two factions are at war with each other. President Trump does not need to get in the middle of that. Allow them to fight it out, and let's see how it shakes out.
And Joe Biden this morning in that phone interview that he did, calling out the elitists in the party, trying to get rid of him. And they have also tried to take aim at President Trump for not being out campaigning, trying to goad him, talking about he's playing golf, trying to goad him out onto the campaign trail. No.
They can't believe that none of this has worked. First of all, they cannot believe that over the last 9 years, nothing that they have thrown at Donald Trump has worked. They have thrown the kitchen sink at this man. They cannot believe that he's not only still standing, but he's thriving. When it comes to this, President Trump was very smart in that debate to hold his tongue, do not pile on, don't take the bait. He's doing the exact same thing now. Just sit back, relax, let him try to land punches, but nothing is landing. President Trump should go out there, talk about his stellar first-term record, what he's going to do in the second term, and allow the Democrats just to hang themselves.
So think about that, though. You know, not only has nothing worked, they're out of ammo. There's nothing. I rack my brain about this trying to think, what else could they come up with? I don't think there's anything else. I think they have shot every arrow that you could possibly think up at this guy.
Well, I hope you're right, Charlie, on that.
Exactly.
But
don't tempt
the
them.
one thing that the left has that the right does not have is an abundance of imagination and creativity on how to destroy their enemies.
This is true.
So, you know, don't put anything past them over the next 4 months.
It's a little bit like tempting God, right? You know,
don't do it.
No, I'm not doing that. I know who carries the lightning bolt. Yep. Meantime, they can, mind game and manipulate and gaslight the American people into telling us that our reality, whether it's inflation or the border or Biden, is not our reality.
It's not
what you see is not what you see. I want to move on to this. This is unbelievable. The Treasury Department has proposed new actions with the goal of preventing old oil tankers from delivering Russia's oil around the globe, despite Western sanctions. But Joe Biden's White House is worried that the move would spike gasoline and energy prices. You know, screw climate change, the greatest existential threat in the world. They're worried about getting reelected. So instead of punishing Russia, Biden and company are more concerned about more worried about his reelection chances being damaged. I just want to point out the sanctions deployed against Russia have completely failed to stop Vladimir Putin. Putin built an entire army of tankers and an insurance and banking system all his own.
Yes.
And so we indirectly are funding Russia's war on Ukraine.
Russia is working in partnership with the Chinese Communist Party in terms of oil and getting around the sanctions and so on. Look, my old department, the Treasury Department, is actually trying to do the right thing here by wanting to level these sanctions against the sanctions evaders. The problem here is that the reason gas prices are so high to begin with is because Joe Biden and his administration have waged war on fossil fuels since day one, when he came in January of 2021. And on top of that, he and his team have drained the SPR, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, to try to artificially lower gas prices. And now they don't want to take on America's enemies in a new and creative way because they want to win re-election. So they're putting our national security at risk in a million different ways.
And not only that, but of course, when when he launched a war on American energy independence, what happened? The price of oil went up around the world, and suddenly Vladimir Putin, who didn't have a pot to spit in under the Trump administration, suddenly had a lot of money, and he went shopping and moved into Ukraine.
That's right. And it's also had the unintended effect, or maybe the intended effect, of driving Beijing and Moscow back into each other's arms, something that every American president since the end of World War II has tried to prevent the Chinese and the Russians from joining together. Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, President Trump kept the two great powers apart. This president has driven them ever closer together, including through energy and economic integration. This is extremely dangerous.
And don't forget the other leg in that axis, and that's Iran.
Yep.
And it's
That's
the
right.
same issue. It's empower, enrich, and appease nations that want to wipe the United States off the face of the earth, and it's through energy. Energy security is our national security.
That's right.
And they did the same thing. They again loosened the sanctions, or just didn't enforce them at all against Iran, and allowing Iran to export oil directly to China at record amounts of oil
the
exports,
regime
and
by
that
the
money,
hundreds of billions.
billions, and that money flowed right into all of the terror
Hamas,
proxies.
Hezbollah, Al-Qaeda,
Israel
ISIS.
would not, I would argue, Israel would not have been attacked on October the 7th, and those people would not have been murdered by Hamas if not for those policies coming right out of the Biden White House.
And everybody talked about the cash money that the Biden administration had flowing to Iran, but that's tens of billions of dollars right there.
Yeah. Monica, thank you so much.
Always a
Great to
pleasure,
see you.
guys. You